Hi everybody, and welcome to This Week in Overwatch. My name is Matcham, and I'll be going over all the big esports news, plays, events, match results, whatever I think might catch your fancy that's happened in the past 7 days. Okay, well, 9 days. I'm sorry, work stuff came up, ran a little bit late this week. But that being said, we actually get to cover 2 weekends worth of big events that happened. So there's a lot of matches that happened within just a couple of days, both these past weekends. So lots of quality stuff. Let's just get straight into it. And yes, but you can tell by the name of this episode, we're going to be talking about Rogue quite a bit. So let's hop into the match results. To kick off this week's match history, we start off with the Overwatch Monthly Melee. Also known as the Alienware Monthly Melee, this has become a tradition in Overwatch esports every single month. This time around we saw some crazy teams competing. Immortals, Selfless, NRG, Rogue, Meta Athena even showed up, Play Online from Korea, Denial Esports made a reappearance, and Eastwind surprised a whole bunch of people inside the bracket stage and the group stage. This led to a very intense competition all the way through. We saw Selfless ending up taking down Immortals, Denial losing to Selfless, which made a final which was Rogue versus Selfless Gaming, and this is considered to be one of the best matches in recent history. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it is absolutely enjoyable. Rogue took down Selfless in a very close 3-2 victory that led all the way into an overtime section in Dorado for round 5. And a brand new event that is the extension of the Rivalcade Weeklies, we saw the Overwatch Rumble that brought in a whole bunch of talent. Specifically, brought in Team Envious and Cloud9 to compete against Western teams for the first time we'd seen in quite a while. Some of the teams that they competed against were Rogue, Immortals, Splice, Selfless Gaming, Luminosity Evil. We saw in the playoffs bracket there were a lot of 2-0s, but these were some extremely enjoyable matches to watch. The real interesting part of this came at the winners final whenever Rogue had to take on Team Envious and 2-0'd them, sending them into the lower bracket. This means the fact that Selfless, who just took down LG Evil, had to play Team Envious and actually did lose to them in a 2-1. This set up the grand final to be a rematch of the winners final between Rogue and Team Envious. Team Envious definitely didn't enjoy being beaten 2-0, so came back in with fire, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to take down Rogue. Our first play of the week is actually a play of the match, which is just a really sneaky Lucio boop.
In fact, Aethan never went to Mercy, and you know what? I almost never see Aethan play anything except for Ana. He's a very good Ana, but that's it. The fact that they can't necessarily run the great double hit scan they want. There are some holes in the hero pool.
Overwatch Pacific Championship shows us sometimes the MVP of the map can just sometimes be the map itself.
Follows off a K-Moment and gets booped off. What's going on with these environmentals? It's this thing. Oh, another one
as well. The D.Va just showing how you don't nudge people off the edge there as well. Another boop there from Realman onto a Ting. No one wants to stay on the map this game, but Zonda finding a lot here with the tactical visor, getting a lot done with this one. Looking to pressure. Oh, he's off the edge as well. Jinkow knocking him off there. Not worried about this one as well. But oh, there goes the sensor struck.
What is this
going on?
What are we playing right now?
Oh, there's another one. This is just unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? What is this?
Rogue soon shows us a little bit of good luck can go a long way, but unfortunately for XQC, a little bit of bad luck can go just a touch further.
Immediately evens it up with 2 of his own. The res from Ginger Pop, gonna reset this for Denial. It's been their bread and butter. The part where you see someone turn into fireworks, courtesy of a pulse bomb, soon picks up 3, and XQC can't believe what he's just done.
Envious's Mickey shows us the power of Orisa, and Coco takes full advantage.
It's going to be that Earthshatter. They're not in that same exact location. Oh, what is that? Mickey with the halt.
Goodness, that's a big play. Self-destruct coming through there as Hardblue doesn't find anything. Ultimate F though comes through with the whole hog. This is all or nothing here for NRG. Charge from downtown. Coco picks up the kill into IDDQD. It's Hardblue against the world.
Our last play continues this week's trend of not being one play, but a series of plays, and that series of plays is Selfless deciding to push NRG all the way back to Defender Spawn and King's Row.
Being so aggressive here, they even get on the Hardblue.
I just can't, I don't understand how Defran is still alive. He got caught out so early on. Now he's pushing towards last, getting tactical visor.
What is happening?
I don't know.
This is the Selfless team I love. Why not?
This is a case where, yeah, we stick to analysis in between, but I don't know. They are spawn camping while the payload
I am broken.
I don't know. What is happening? The payload is back in the streets.
Yeah. That should put an end to this, though. Iman goes down, Sinatra goes down, and they will be able to leave their spawn on King's Row finally, but
It should come as no surprise to anybody this week. The first team that we're going to be talking about is Rogue. Rogue consists of AKM, Soon, Wins, Nico, Unco, and Nox. This is an entirely French team, even though it's technically a North American team. You'll probably be seeing most of these players competing in the World Cup representing France. Additionally, this team also just added Internet Hulk as a trial coach, with a running joke of the fact that he's only trial right now because he is the only non-French player. To give you an idea of the winning background and the pedigree of this team has been competing in the Overwatch events for quite a while now, getting wins in the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown first place. They competed in the APAC Premier where they got first place. They also competed in Apex Season 1, and for the past couple of weeks they have won. Get all of this down as first place victories. Alienware Monthly Melee for February, March, and April. They also got first place in the Overwatch Pit Championship for North America, and the week after that got first place in the Overwatch Rumble. This team has been absolutely on fire for the past few months, and it comes as no surprise whenever they got invited to the Season 3 of Apex. So if you don't know where you fall in the great Europe versus North America debate on which region is better, Rogue is probably a great team for you because they kind of bridge that gap and have fans on both sides of the ocean. Additionally, they're on an absolute hot streak right now and are a team that is enjoyable and super fun to watch. And for our second team this week, it's a team that has been fighting their way up the competitive ladder, and that is Eastwind. Yeah, you got that right. It's no longer Eastwind, everybody. It is now Evil Geniuses. The past couple of weeks I've been commenting about them in our events of up-and-coming teams, and they are definitely worth getting signed. This team consists of Kayun, PB Mitsu, Goliath, Elkia, Corey, and Decop presently right now is a trial member, but with the way that they've been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get signed really soon. While definitely a new team, this is not any slight against them. They're fresh, new, and they are hungry for victories. You can tell whenever you watch them play. They play with hyper-aggressive styles to where we've even seen them run 4 DPS in some events. They made a big splash for themselves in the Overwatch Monthly Melee for April. So if you want a new team that's trying to innovate, create new styles, and playing really aggressive, make sure to check out Evil Geniuses. To kick off news for this week, World Cup teams have been announced. I know this is something a lot of people are really excited about, and so we were going to try to cover this as much as we can. Probably do a special episode on it once we get more about the teams, but it's important to know right now there's actually voting going on. If you are in the top 32 countries, you can vote for who you want to be on a committee to select the team. I know it's a little different than last year. Last year you just directly voted in players, but didn't necessarily work so well for some countries, and maybe some other countries. But this year we're doing things a little different. Instead, what you can do is you can take 3 votes and you can go in and select who you want to be a committee member that's going to select, coach, and kind of run your World Cup team, which is actually really exciting because it's a good way for you to get in all your favorite esports figures or your YouTubers or however you wanted to do it, and still manage to get all of like the top quality players for your country. So this is actually really, really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to see who gets selected and who's going to participate. If you haven't had a chance to participate in the voting, please do so. There's only like a couple of days left inside of it, and the campaigns have been absolutely hilarious, whether you have like super patriotic videos requesting people to vote for you, or some more different style, I guess, campaigns is the easiest way to describe those. But either way, it's a lot of fun, and I very much encourage everyone to participate. And something kind of related to Overwatch, we have Genji and Hanamura making appearances on Heroes of the Storm, which is great if you're a Heroes of the Storm fan, but if you've never really checked out the game, this is the perfect time to give it a try, because if you go in and you play with a friend, or just find somebody online to be your friend, then you can potentially go and get the Ani Genji skin, which I know a lot of people really like, and also you can get the Police Diva skin, which is a new skin that they've released for this. Also, there's some Heroes of the Storm content that you can get, and if you play together enough, you can even get some loot boxes out of it, so really good deal. If you're kind of elitist and you want to get like cool content that nobody else can get, definitely something you should check out. So the last bit of news is kind of more news from me. A lot of people have been requesting some coverage of some drama that's been happening. Specifically, like, everybody had some opinions after Seagull stepped down, and there's been some roster swaps. There's just been normal esports drama that tends to happen, and people were requesting segments from me on that. I'm going to be very forward with you. That's not something that I necessarily enjoy partaking in, and it's not something I feel like I'm going to cover, so I apologize if that's something that you like. No harm, no foul to you. It's just not going to be something you're going to find. To kick off this week's events to watch, it has to be Apex Season 3. And yes, I know the image says Season 2. I can't help it. I couldn't find one for Season 3, so you just have to deal with Season 2. But we get to see Envy and Rogue competing against some of the top Korean teams that are out there. This is going to be an absolute feast and an enjoyment if you're an Overwatch fan. Overwatch Premier Series also kicks off this week, and this is the best way to check out what's going on in the Chinese scene right now. It's really important as we're warming into this Overwatch World Cup stuff. We're going to start seeing teams start to form. This is the only real way that we're going to really see what the Chinese region has to offer. They never fail to compete, and they always have some quality matches, so definitely worth checking out. On another event you should check out is the Overwatch Championship number 2. This is coming from the main Overwatch subreddit, so it's not going to be the highest of best teams. This is going to be a community-driven event where people are going to get together and make teams. Looks to be really interesting, and if you're looking for something a little less serious and a lot more fun, definitely make sure you check this out. We're going to have NA and EU events that are occurring. And naturally, if you want to check out what's happening in the up-and-coming scenes, or you want to compete and maybe work your way up, be sure to compete in the Athena Cup, Rivalcade, and Academy of Gaming events that are happening every single week. And that's it for this week's episode, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm sorry about it being a little bit late. Work stuff kind of came up. I mean, I gotta do the thing that pays the bills first. Fortunately, YouTube doesn't pay my bills yet. But wherever you found this at, feel free to comment, subscribe, like. You know the spiel at this point. There's no purpose in me having to tell you. But additionally, I do a lot of casting, so if you enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy me casting as well. Be sure to give me a follow on Twitter. I'm casting 2 of the events that I mentioned today, so you'll probably bump into me somewhere along the way if you enjoy this style of stuff. Catch you next week.